Greetings, this is Silent James. I met Wu at FIT in 2002, and we've been friends ever since, and she was actually a contestant on the first season of Project Runway in Korea. This was 10 years ago, but only just recently did I actually see the show. And let me tell you, I am so proud of her. I say it all the time, so I think she might be sick of hearing it, especially 10 years later. But it's really cool because the whole time I knew her, I never really got to see any of her work, because, you know, she was always like, if we were hanging out, we were hanging out, and if she was working, then she was in class, and I was in illustration, so yeah, I never really saw what she was doing. So it's pretty surreal and pretty amazing to see it now. So this one episode, Wu always used the same model. She liked using the same model. This one episode they could pick. They had to pick, like, the models came out dressed as designer, you know, famous designers in famous designers' fashions. So this was an opportunity for people, you know, if they wanted a certain designer as inspiration, they would they could pick a different model than they've been working with. So Wu said right at the beginning something to the effect of, like, all the inspiration looked great to her, but she just wanted to work with her model again that she's always worked with. So it gets down to the wire, it's down to the last two people picking, and this guy picks her model right at the end before she has a chance to get her model. And the camera catches her reaction, and it's this amazing slow burn where, like, she looks like it hits her that he picked it, like she hears he picked it, and then it, like, hits her, and she stares into the camera, and it's like this slow burn of her turning towards him and giving him the death stare to end all death stares. So that's, like, one of my favorite moments. That's what I'm illustrating here. This is, like, the first part where she first heard him pick her model. So this is, like, when she looks directly into the camera. And then down here I'm gonna illustrate her giving him the death stare. But yeah, the thing about television, like, it really does get people to lose themselves. Yeah, when the neon demon comes, it's like everybody pretty much loses themselves and just does whatever they think is expected of them, or whatever they can do to make money, or whatever they can do to get attention. And the thing I am most proud of with Wu is not only just how well she did and, like, all the amazing fashion she created, but the fact that she never lost herself and who she was, and she was uncompromising and deliberate in everything that she did and said. It was just awe-inspiring to watch. The death stare, this expression of hers is actually one of the hardest likenesses for me to capture. I'm doing my best. I'm only human, but yeah, if you want to see the real thing, you'll have to see the show. Maybe I'll see if I can find a clip of it to post. But anyway, yeah, the fact that she never lost her integrity, never lost her sense of self or her purpose, and, you know, she's just, yeah, total badass the whole show. It's just great. And it's surreal, like I said, because it's like I've known her for so long, but to see her in her element, you know, really thriving, doing, you know, the things she's really talented at, and, like, it was just so cool. But we took Tai Chi class together in FIT. That was the one class we had together. And the thing I remember about that is we had to do these stretches, and one of them was like, you put the hands, and then you put the hands down. And when we would put the hands down, we'd be facing the mirror, and she would be next to me, and we'd be facing the mirror, and every time her hands would go down, her elbow would crack, and she would look at me in the mirror, and it was so hard to, because the teacher, he's very serious, and he's like, there's no funny business allowed in that class, but yeah, so she would look at me, and I just had to crack up every time. It was so funny, oh man. But yeah, when she gave him this look, it was like, this is like when Uma Thurman sees one of the Deadly Viper Squad, that music plays. That's like the music that's playing when she gave this look on TV. Maybe I should have picked another color because her bandana's red. But anyway. Person on this show who picked her model must have had a death wish, because you don't anger Wu, that's something everybody knows. Everybody knew it in Tai Chi class and FIT, and Tai Chi was cool. The teacher really liked me a lot. He would always choose me to lead the drills with the class. I was like his Johnny Lawrence. This hair is so much fun to illustrate. It's so cool. I really like the way these shines come out. It's a little too distracting when it's just white with black, so I put the brown there. Should I tell the story of when I met Tim Gunn? I don't mean to distract from Wu and her greatness, but it is related to Project Runway. I was at Blick Art Store. Esther and I were there in Soho years ago. This must have been like 2008, 2009, something like that. And he was there. He was in Blick, and he was really tall. Really tall. I didn't know he was going to be that tall. The thing about me and celebrities is I don't really care. I treat everybody the same. I never want to bother people ever. So if I see a celebrity that I like, I'm very shy to talk to them because I just don't want to bother them. But Esther sort of pushed me to say hi, and I'm really glad I did, because meeting Tim Gunn, actually, he was the gentleman that he is on the show. He was the most generous person. He had a long conversation with me. I was telling him how I've been hired to illustrate him before, and he was so honored, and he was he asked for my card, and he wanted to see the illustration. So but he was very nice, so happy. He went to go get on the subway, and he rides the subway. It's really cool guy. And then that day he went to my site and ordered a bunch of prints and my book that I was selling at the time, and he emailed me and he said, James, thanks for introducing yourself. I'm honored that you drew me. And he said, I'm awestruck by your talent, multi-dimensional talents. That's what he said. I thought that was so cool. There's a pattern on this scarf, but it's mostly red. Red used to be my favorite color all growing up and for years, and then it switched to pink. Hot pink, my logo color, my brand color. was a style icon too. On this show, they kept asking her about her outfits. Like, not just the outfits she designed, they were asking her about, like, the clothes she was wearing and stuff. Which they usually don't do that. Like, I like to have a little bit of, like, effect from the glasses, like some shine and stuff like that. Like, don't color it in all the way. Do you know what I mean? Leave some areas white. One there, one there. And I've said this before, it doesn't have to be exact, and in fact it looks better when it's not so exact. What I like about fashion is that, to me, I don't care about status, I don't care about how much something costs, I don't care who's wearing what, I don't care about trends. I like fashion because it is just a way to express oneself, and I think it's a very creative way to express oneself, and that's what I always loved about it. Wu had so many great lines on the show that I really think there should be like a calendar, like one every month, a new like quote from the show from her. It would be awesome. They were all so like inspiring. There we go. All right. There we go. All right. Cool. So yeah, this is Wu. She's so awesome. And I forgot to mention, I illustrated this earlier today, and yeah, I like the way it came out. Woo! So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful evening and a super styling day tomorrow. Ta-ta!